Welcome to the Trading Lounge. I'll be covering the Aussie US, Bitcoin, the Pound Aussie, the Euro Aussie, and the US Yen. And with the Aussie US here, we've been looking at, well, I'll start from the beginning, wave 3 here, an A wave, a B wave, and 5 waves up here for the C wave of wave 4. So we're looking for 5 waves down through to here. We have wave 1 in place now, and we're working through wave 2. The wave 2, we're looking at roughly the 75 at a rough guess in terms of the 50-60% retracement level. The lower end of the box here is the 50, the top 61.8. So we're looking up there as such. So let's just drill in here, first of all on the 4-hour chart here, just to have a look at the bigger picture here. So we've been counting 5 waves down here. I know that in Elliott terms there are different ways to count these 5 waves here. At the end of the day it doesn't matter because we have those 5 waves in place whichever way you look at it. And we've been working on this video anyway, we've been working off this low here, and we know that wave 2, we normally look for the 50-60% sort of area, but it's also possible for a market to work back to the 4th wave of 1 lesser degree here as well in this space, basically where it is. And it could be counted that this particular corrective rally is finished, but I don't think that's the case. So I want to explore this a little bit more. And on our charts on our website, we've got a different count for the rally here. I won't go into that at this stage. I want to go into and look at this particular structure here. First of all, we know that the move up here is corrective, so we can label it wave A, and we could also label this wave B. We're getting a very nice impulse wave here, impulse being 5 waves, so wave 1 and 2, another nice impulse wave here, and the strength of this 3rd wave here, it's the 3rd of the 3rd, so it's very suitable to label this wave 3 here, and then wave 4 pulling back 38.2%, so let's just say 73, but the 38.2 retracement level is just above that, maybe 73.20, 73.30 area. We can drill into that, but once wave 4 is completed, we can look for wave 5 to the upside. So we're really looking to short around this area here. We don't want to start shorting though until we've got the evidence in place, and that would be 5 waves within this 5th wave here. So let's just go in and drill in from this point though. 2-hour chart's got a little bit more detail on it, so let's just move in here a little bit further. So wave A, wave B, and then wave C here. Wave C's got always got 5 waves in it, except in a triangle. Wave 2 is normally simple and sharp. It's normally a zigzag correction. So we're looking at it in 1 and 2 and 3 here. I'm not quite sure if this is finished just yet. There may be another little high in here, but it satisfies it being above this previous 3rd wave top here. So we'll be looking for the 4th wave here, probably across the 73.50 sort of area, and then 5 waves up through here. So, and creating a target at this point is not really the big deal, because what we'll be looking for in this last leg here is 5 waves, and then would be looking for 5 waves in this final leg here as well. So that's what we'll be looking at to short. The other side of the short thing too is that when we do have this 5th wave in through here, you can look to short with a very small position. But the other thing is that we really want to see the evidence. So the evidence would be 5 waves down, and then the setup would be the 3 waves back up, 50-60%, and then we can look to short through this low here or through this basic low here. So you can look to short here, here. This will be also, this trend line will be retested as well, so there's another short to add, and also adding through here as well. So basically building in the trade down here on the 15-minute chart. Oops, I haven't updated that, so sorry about that. So, but it does give me an eye. We can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here is basically completed here. So we can look at the fourth wave moving in from here. So the fourth waves are normally a bit complicated. So get my. So we'll be looking for pulling it back to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree, and I would say that's pretty much spot on with the. Sorry, just double checking. 38.2 retracement level comes in around there. I just got to double check this here. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, third, fourth, fifth. Oh no, we're on track. So basically, you can expect a mess in here. Okay, wave fours. You know, they can get rather complicated, but this is the sort of level you're looking for it to pull back into, and then we'll be looking for 5 waves up. Normally the 5th wave up has got a lot to do with the 1st wave up here. So this little structure here is take note of this, because this is kind of what this pattern here is. This is the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 here. So this is basically what we were looking for up here, and they're all really quite similar, really. These this pattern here, this sharp move here, same as this sharp move here. So they're really quite identical structures, and the 5th wave will be the same as well. So it'll be very simple to work through. This 5th wave in here never finished off properly. Obviously news driven, so headline driven. So yeah, look, that's where we are there. I also just want to have a quick look at Bitcoin as well, because we're still long in Bitcoin here, and very powerful structure that's unfolding here. And looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, I've rearranged it a little bit as well. Not that it matters, but yeah, so wave 1 and 2 here, moving all the way up here. So we can expect some resistance at from the 580 to the 600 area here for a wave 4 that should pull back 38.2% of the 3rd wave in here, and then we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to hold through that. We've already locked in a nice profit here in this space here, and we'll let the rest run. I was hoping for a pullback, as you know, to add to it, but it wasn't the case, and that's fine too. You know, it doesn't always your dream doesn't always pan out the way you expect it to, but there's always the silver lining on things. So yeah, look, anyway, this is the particular structure that we're looking at. So we're just going to hold here. We're not even going to bother going into it intraday and sorting it all out. But yeah, 650 is a medium level here. So we can expect the larger corrections to come into play. And if these are all 1s and 2s in here, then all these are going to be 3, 4s and 5s in 4s and 5s in here. So it's what you see is not what you get. It's not like the real world as such. You know, if you go to buy a car, you know exactly what you're buying because you're looking at it. But when you come to the markets, you're looking at a trend here, that's not what you're going to get next. You're going to get a correction next. And if you're looking at a correction, well, then you're going to get a trend next. Okay, so that's done. I want to have a look at the pound Aussie. Sorry, this is on a daily chart. Just grab my little tag here. There we go. So we've been tracking 5 waves to the upside here, and looking for a move back into this space here, the 50-60% area. So we're certainly on track here. The first leg down here is in 5 waves, so we can expect a retest of the major trading level 2 here, and then down again at that point. So we'll be looking to go long from this area here, and the pullback on this one, and also above this area here as well. So just drilling in here somewhat into the 4-hour chart here. Let me straighten this up a little bit. So as you can see here, you can count 5 waves here quite easily, can't you? So you've got the 1, 2, nice 3rd wave, 4th and 5th. So we're either landed or we're very close to it at this particular point. The 61.8% retracement level would be just above the 2 here. So we'll be looking at in an A and a B and a C, a 5, 3, 5 structure, and then 5 waves down here. Because we've got 5 here, we're going to get 5 here. Okay, so we'll be looking to purchase in here quite nicely. You could probably trade the 3rd wave in here, which would be the one to trade. Out of all of this, the 3rd wave down will be the one to trade. Now on the 2-hour chart here, just to map it out a little bit further here. Just bear with me a second while I get this sorted out here. So we've either got this low in place here, or there's one more little low here. I can see we've got 1 and 2 here and 3 here, probably 4 and 5. Look, it just really doesn't matter. We'll be looking for an A and a B and a C here, back into this space here, then the 5 waves down through here. On the 15-minute chart here, I really not quite sure if, I can see that this is a possible wave 4 here. This may even be wave 4 to this point here, and then wave 5 down to this point here. I'm not going to try and solve it. It's just of no interest. It's always been of interest for this market to trade over in this section over here. The other interesting point here is the Euro Aussie. It's done the same thing as well to a point. It's held up really nicely. So we were same as the pound Aussie. We were looking for the wave 1 to the upside, and then we're looking for a wave 2 over to this side over here. Now, there's different ways to count all of this. We had this situation here where we would go long if the high gets taken out. So we're going to leave that there in this case. But at the same time, I would expect this market to, I don't know, it's still not done. It's still not kind of finished now. Excuse me. There's variations here that can be like this here as well here. So there's a few variations here. Once again, we're not interested unless this top gets taken out, then we'll trade long, and not necessarily when that top gets taken out. If we get a really nice tested support on the 155, we'll go from that point there as well with a very small position, looking to build on top of the 156 and the 156.50 in here as well. But I just feel that because the pound Aussie is so clear in its wave count, we should use that as the template for this one here. So let's not do anything here for the time being. But like I mentioned, if this top gets taken out, then you need to be long at that point. Let's see if we get some support on the 155. If we get some tested support on 155, then that will grab our attention and we'll sort of look at it the long from that point there. But otherwise, let's just allow this to continue to drift here. It's been of no interest once this top had been into play here, as you know. So it's just a time-consuming thing. And it's good, really, because we haven't been involved in it. And it's lucky that we haven't been involved in it because it's a mess. And it's just not set up yet. But because it hasn't pulled back as far as the pound here, that means it's a stronger market. So that means, too, that this will be the one to trade on the long side here. Okay, now I just want to have a look at the US yen as well, because we were looking at this as well. So to going long now, from this low here, we're looking, and this is the same as the US dollar index. So I might just, while we're here, just look at the dollar index here. So we were looking at this as wave 4 here, and we'd counted all the way up here for wave 1, and we're looking back for wave 2 into the box. So we're there, basically. And I don't know if this is going to get a bit more, if this is just the A wave here, and we get a B wave here and a C wave here, and then we move up from here. I need to do some work on that, but we'll prepare for situations. So this is the same as the US yen here as well. So the move up through here, we'll still leave it as wave 1, especially while this, let's get rid of this here, while this low is still in place here. We can consider this still being wave 1 and wave 2 until proven otherwise. Yes, it has moved back past its 61.8%, but it hasn't made a new low below here. So I just want to see how this sort of pans out here. Let's just have a look on the 2-hour chart. So on the 2-hour chart here, we had a few long trades and all of this, and then we're looking and just waiting for the pullback. And we mentioned that if you're going to go short, this is where you go short from. So I can also mention now that you really need to exit Yeah, we'll just put that on the on the price here. Now there may be further bear market things coming in through here, but as it counts at the moment, we can count it as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave to here. So realistically, that can be the end of it. Now I don't want to go long in this particular case because two things. One, we don't have an impulse wave up off the low yet. There is one here, but it's not the. It could be corrective or impulsive, but basically what we're looking for is we just want to see a nice 5-wave structure, and then we'll wait for the ABC correction, and then we can start to look at going, long through these sorts of areas here if that's going to be the case. And also don't want to go long straight off the low here because of the speed in which all this came down, because when you get a correction, if this is the A wave here, the B wave, the C wave is normally more of an angle. When it's sharper than wave A, like it is in this case here, then that puts up a bit of a red flag. So I don't think that we should do anything here until we can understand what's going on. We'll look at the Swissy and the CAD and a few other things, and we'll drag them all together, and we'll sort that out. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.